All right. Hey, welcome back to Wallet Snacks and Fun Facts with your host, Ayodeji, Olurin, and myself, Phieby Ibrahim. Welcome back, guys. Today we are talking about, we're honoring women for Women's Month. We're in March here. And so we want to talk about literacy for women and focusing on that. So, Ayodeji, what do you want to share with us? So we were just having some good conversation about, just the things that women should focus on, when it comes to
money matters.
Finance.
Yes.
Yeah, money matters, finances, everything. So
yes. So ladies, get this. All right. So remember last show, we talked about how women value security, right? We definitely want to be secure in our finances. So it's no surprise that women are actually better savers, right? So here's the thing. Women are better savers, but not better investors. Women make up only 8% of investors. Women hold 71% of their assets in cash. So what that means is most of our money is in the bank getting 0.0 nothing percent rate of return, right? Very small rates of return, but it's not being invested. Whereas men, on the other hand, has 60% of their money, and they're actually building some wealth. So there's some things to be said about what we need to know about money. And that just goes to financial literacy, right, Phieby?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, knowing where to put your money is very important, and understanding. I mean, we work hard for our money, right? I mean, you're working hard to earn it. You might as well put it in the right places so that it can build and work for you, versus the other way around. You always working so hard for it. So absolutely. I mean, that's a crazy statistic, right? I mean, 8%. Wow.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy to think it's so small, especially when our goal is the security. So we want to keep money. We know that. Now, don't get me wrong, ladies, we can definitely spend some money too. Okay. Ladies like some things, right? But we want to keep money. The challenge is we're not getting tools like compound interest working for us. And part of the reason why is because most women probably are not even aware of compound interest. When it comes to investing, we know our 401ks, right? That's what most women know. I have a job, I invest in a 401k. And so I'm actually investing money, and you feel good about that. And you should feel good about investing money in a 401k. But there are other investments out there to help diversify that plan. Plus, Phieby, what were you telling me? I mean, obviously, women are investing in 401ks, and even if a woman is putting 10% into their 401k, it might not even equate to, or even still be less than their male counterpart who puts a lower percentage because of what?
Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, statistically, the majority of men make more money than women.
Right.
It is a fact. And now that's not with everybody, but it is true for statistically for the majority of women. They just generally make less income. And so if they're saving less, even if they are saving, they're obviously not going to be able to catch up in that sense.
Right.
It is important for women to be aware of that, and to make sure that they're doing different things so that they can save more money and build more wealth, not just for themselves, but in the long term as well, for passing on generational wealth.
Exactly. So we talked about definitely, some things that women have to do in order, like 3 different things that women could do in order to help them out with this.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think literacy is the number one key. When you understand, when you know, when you are educated in the area. I mean, you do better when you know. What is it? If you know better, you'll do better, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Acting on the knowledge. Yeah. Knowledge in action, right? Knowledge in action is power. But yes, definitely. I mean, I think that's the number one thing, is being knowledgeable, and having that literacy. Another thing is just being aware, right?
Yes.
Knowing how to take care of yourself as a woman, right? Because things happen, right? Good things can happen, and unfortunately, sometimes not. Bad things can happen as well.
Right.
And so, I know you know, for example, if somebody might be going through a life change,
Mhm.
whether it's getting a divorce, or maybe you are a stay-at-home mom,
Mhm.
right? And just not hadn't been working, right, for many years, and maybe just not being prepared to just get out into the workforce,
Right.
or
Disability of a spouse.
right, having that stability in the spouse, and then maybe something happens, or sometimes it's not always a divorce. Things are good. You're in a happy marriage,
Mhm.
and sometimes illness can come upon
Right.
the breadwinner, right? And just knowing now you have to reverse the roles and step
Mhm.
up as that breadwinner now, or bread earner. Um, and so I think a lot of times, just women just thinking about how to take care of yourselves, like, while you're a stay-at-home mom, developing skills, developing things that can empower you later on in life, in the event that something like that were to happen, or turning a hobby into a business, right?
Mhm.
A lot of women do that, and that's something that you can do. But while you're at home, building different skills, workshops, building your knowledge, taking classes, whatever it may be, to grow your knowledge and skill set in an area that you can utilize, so that if you
Exactly.
need to, you can take care of yourself. Um,
Right. And I definitely believe in being involved. Getting inclusive is another thing. Definitely opening up the conversation so that these talks and understandings can happen. Not just in marriage, obviously, you could do that in the dating period beforehand, things of that nature, but definitely in marriage as well. Just really talking about not only your goals for your finances, but what's actually happening. Because maybe you are the stay-at-home mom, maybe you are taking care of the home front, and you don't deal with any of those things. Your spouse makes the money, and so they're bringing the money in, but they're also handling the money. Well, there needs to be some type of knowledge and involvement in knowing what's happening, even if you're not, doing it yourself, but knowing exactly what's happening in that area. Because if something should happen, or if a role reversal happens, then you can step right in. It's not, oh my God, where are we? Or, like Phoebe said, an illness can happen. And if it's an illness where the spouse cannot communicate, hey, this is what we are doing, or this is what has been done, and
right.
you have no clue where to start, that's a challenge.
Yeah, yeah, it can be, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's really important. I love when I meet with people who, as a couple, partners, couples, whether they're married or not, um, do have those like discussions. Whether some
Right.
people do it more often. They're really serious about it. They do it
Mhm.
weekly. They
Yeah.
have their
They
weekly
have a
talk.
schedule.
Yeah, some people do. I mean, they're so organized, so scheduled. I mean, it's every Sunday night or whatever it is. And then some people do it more casually, like, hey, let's just look at our monthly, like on a monthly basis. But
Mhm.
I think either way, regardless, it's something that's so important, and it should be discussed. It should be, so that at least you're on the same page. Whether one spouse or partner take handles it, that's fine. If they come to that agreement, but definitely being on the same page and understanding what's going on, and like you said, being inclusive, I think that's so huge. um,
Mhm.
have a successful.
And then really looking at it too, of the reality of where things are. And so one of the things that I was mentioning, it's just kind of in articles and things that I've read. Of course, we know that some people got stimuluses in their homes and things of that nature, and in some homes it caused a issue as far as a disagreement and things of that nature of what's to be done with the funds, or maybe there's an idea of what one partner wants to have happen with the funds, and then the other partner was actually banking on those funds to do a different thing. And so we have to be on the same page with it. And the reason why that's so important is because obviously maybe you have let's say the wife, and she is taking care of the home related expenses, so food, groceries, cleaning supplies, things like that. And then of course the husband, he's taking care of the bigger bills, lights, gas, mortgage, things of that nature. And of course, because he's taking care of the bigger bills, the stimulus comes in, and he's like, okay, well then we're going to use this to do this, but not realizing, well, she's like, well, I actually have some goals with this money, some things that I want to do. Maybe I want to save. He says, well, you save your money, and a lot of my money goes towards the bigger things. So this could be a help to allow me to start to save. Challenge is, if he's making so much more money than she is, it doesn't matter if she's saving 200, 300, it's not going to touch the what's automatically coming out. So their savings is not necessarily equivalent. Now, why is that so much of a important point to think about? Ladies, they said 80% of women, and I want to make sure I get this stat absolutely correct, but I think the figure is 80% are more, yes, women are 80% more likely to be impoverished in retirement. Not okay, not middle income, but impoverished, poverty, okay, in retirement. So, as we mentioned before, women live longer than men, in some instances. So, they're going to be left, on their own. And that's kind of like a scary factor if you're not aware or even involved or have planned for your financial future.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that alone, that statistic alone should motivate women to be like, let me get my action in order, right?
Right.
So it's just so important, I know we always say this, but definitely, connecting with a financial professional like ourselves is so important, so that you can get on track.
Yeah.
I know sometimes savings is not something that people put as a priority.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a lot of times it's pushed off, but you don't want to be a part of that 80%. Like, I know for sure I would, I would not want to be included in that. And so just knowing, hey, what are things that you can do to set yourself up to not become a statistic, right?
Exactly. So know your options, and as Phoebe mentioned, get with a financial professional like ourselves to get those options. But then there's also other things that you can do in order to help, which is, reading articles, from financial, I would say, approved points, so you don't want to just read the regular, hey, somebody wrote an editorial on something or somebody's opinion column, but you definitely do want to read from a financial journal or success magazine or something of that nature, because there's always things in there, money magazine, finance, Yahoo Finance even has great articles, Market Watch, these different types of things, because there are true statistics there. There are resources that you can find that are backed up in order to help you to understand a little bit more. So when you hear things happening, then of course there's that level of awareness there. There's a level that you can say, okay, I understand these words. I know what these mean now, Yes. So, and just remember, it doesn't have to be scary, right? The language of finance is not really scary. It's just something that has to be understood. You have great translators, like Phoebe's an awesome translator when it comes to helping people understand money and finance. Why? Number one, she's a woman too, so she can relate, right? But then also there's that heart to care about what your goals are and what your dreams are and what you want to accomplish when putting together a financial plan. And it's not a one-shot deal. It's not, hey, today, here, I put the plan together for you. Goodbye. Hope life works out. But no, you get a coach in your corner, right, Phoebes?
Yeah, absolutely. An advocate, like, right? Somebody that is in your corner that wants you to succeed, that wants you to be successful when it comes to, how things are going to look in the future. And also just to enjoy today too. I mean, a lot of times people, dread getting together with a financial coach or agent or planner, because they feel like, man, oh gosh, I got to save my money, and they don't want to be reminded of it. Or maybe they're just not so happy where they are financially. And, I'd encourage you, just don't be ashamed, right? It's like going to the doctor, right?
Right.
We're there to help and provide solutions, but also allow you to still live your life. You can still live your life, enjoy the day-to-day things that you can do now, while you're still, investing and preparing for the future. So it doesn't have to be one or the other. It can be both.
Right. You can create memories today, you can create memories tomorrow, and you definitely want to plan for tomorrow. So, hey guys, that's all we have this week on Wallet Snacks and Fun Facts, but we will definitely be more back next week, of course, with more information for you. So, hey, you guys, once again, call to action, reach out to us. You can find us on Facebook or Instagram. You can find Phieby on Phieby Ibrahim on Facebook or Instagram, myself, Ayodeji Olurin. Definitely you can comment below. You can email us here at Wallet Snacks and Fun Facts, but get with a financial professional. Once again, pick up a magazine or a financial journal, just read, get your hand on some books that kind of teach about it. Of course, Cash Flow Quadrant's a great one. Rich Dad, Poor Dad's another one. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. These things help when it comes to building a mindset, ladies. And then, of course, get involved. Open up the discussions with your spouses in a very good way. Okay. Don't say, hey, we need to talk. You might need to talk, but say, hey, can we talk, and open up the discussion. You might be surprised how things go. All right.
What if this were to happen, right? The what ifs are always good conversation starters.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Good point.
Awesome. Well, hey, we'll see you next week, guys. Have a great one.